Hey guys, what's up? It's me, J Daddy here, another video. And look, you see this model right here? You see this old classic model in this portrait right here? Things about to change, right? Let me click play for you guys, right? You might have read it in the title, right? But look at this. Oh my god. Our prayers have been heard. You know, we have been waiting for this, and it finally have come. And at the current moment, there's about 1.2k players on Dinosim. Pretty good if you ask me, right? This is pretty insane that we got this finally. So I'm just gonna go over this model and review it, right? So it's got the same roars and calls and everything's Blacko, right? Roar. Growl. Growl doesn't have an animation, but honestly, it doesn't really bother me that much. Right? And then finally, we have Call. Opens its mouth, does a little hiss, right? Sprint, right? It really looks like a gator when it does that, how it's like moving side to side, right? Very threatening looking, I am not gonna lie to you. Like, having this run at me is actually kind of scary, right? Bite animation, right? Just a side swipe, pretty cool, pretty cool. Does a bite up as well, got two separate ones, right? Right, one for, I guess, when you're moving, and one when you're stopped. AoE animation does that death roll like Starko has when it's eating, or well, Moza does when it's eating. I don't remember when Starko does it. That's really cool. Death rolls are always a plus when it comes to this. Oh, and it has another disappearing body glitch model. Not really a big deal. I actually don't care. Because yeah, I'm just happy we have it. And I flung it all the way over here. Yeah, running up hills, not its strong suit. Just walk sideways. Okay. So you gotta find the body. Eating animation, right? There's a side biting, eating, right? Very cool, very cool. Right? Egg glitching, right? Or body glitching, I guess you can call it now. Right? You can do the jump sideways method, works pretty solidly, right? And the other method also works pretty solidly because it's just a long model. Has a actually relatively good egg glitch on it, you know? I've heard that it has pretty terrible range, but right, stuff like this can make up for it because it can face tank a decent amount of things, right? You can face tank with Deinosuchus, no doubt in my mind, right? Let's get in the water, right? Very basic, swimming animation, and it actually moves like a lot when it's swimming, which I really appreciate that. It's really nice. Right? You can do that whole thing that we all know everyone does, right? No, you can't lie and say that you don't, right? Where you sit at the surface and act like a gator or a croc, right? And you stare at the people through the water, right? Swimming down and up has no animations. I'm cool with it, honestly. It really doesn't bother me, right? Now this, I really like this, right? This is a very nice addition. Right, it really is a difference, right? It shows, right, it makes it look like the gator's putting in a lot of effort to go really fast, right? And, when it's sitting there, it's kind of got, that mega stance, right? Where it just sits there, right? Honestly, a great model, right? Fits in great with the Dinosim like models, right? Especially the newer ones. It fits in great, right? Treshy, I don't think she technically I don't know. They technically fit in, right? Or they don't work for DS technically from last time I heard. But right, like Treshy is a very talented modeler, right? And I'm not gonna complain if they're making our stuff, right? Has 500, 600 oxygen, right? 1700 health, right? 331 hunger, right? 100 oxygen, right? And you know, 100 energy, of course. 30 defense, 12 sprint speed, or 12 walk speed, 15 sprint speed, right? You know, I really enjoy this model, right? And you know, you're probably thinking, cool, we get Deinosuchus, whatever. Except, we don't only get Deinosuchus, we also get corrupted Deinosuchus and flame Deinosuchus, and also, of course, classic Deinosuchus, right? So corrupted Deinosuchus is kind of like the skinny one, I guess you could say, right? It's kind of got like an awkward, like, upward part in here, and you know, it doesn't look ugly, right? It's a very interesting, right, look, right? And the spikes look really nice. It really makes me think it's a bringer, right? It really looks like a bringer, right? It's not technically a bringer, but I'm gonna be honest, it looks a lot like a bringer, right? And who knows, maybe Corrupted's gonna be a new series, right, of skins, right? If we're gonna continue doing series of skins, right? It's very shiny, right? It's got that glass texture. It's not see-through, I don't think, right? And I mean, all of the models are built off the same base model, so most likely they're all gonna have their same range, but expect Deinosuchus Meta Mysteries very soon, right? Right, it's got the same animations, right? Sounds the same, right? Just a different skin. Looks great, you know, right? All these spikes, right? I do enjoy these spikes, and I do like the gym variation, right? You know, they could have just continued all with the spikes throughout the whole body, but they didn't, you know, and I appreciate that. It's a really nice touch to it, right? And the difference in the stomach, right? They actually had to go in the model and actually change that themselves, right? I also appreciate that, all right? It's different, right? And I guess here's an idle animation, right? It'll just sit there with its mouth open for a few seconds, right? You know how gators sit at like the edge of the water, and they'll just kind of sit there, right, with their mouths open, waiting to get their mouth cleaned out. You know, you get like an isodactyl come down and clean out this thing's mouth. See, yeah, bring an isodactyl, just clean out its mouth for it real quick, you know, and hopefully it doesn't shut its mouth on you. Really, really cool model. Alright, so this is some post-editing stuff. Forgot to mention in the video. So, right, Deinosuchus, probably around 500 DNA, right? Corrupted Deinosuchus and Flame Deinosuchus are both 1560. I'll put it on the screen for you, right? 1560 DNA, right? And finally, well, not finally necessarily, we have Flame Deinosuchus, right? You know, and I like this model, right? The flames, a little bit awkward, right? It's a giant spine, right? Not completely all the way tacked onto the model. Maybe that's on purpose, right? I do enjoy how different, right, both of these are. This reminds me of like some sort of like goats. If you ever played Goat Simulator, there's the demon goat, right? I like this. It drools off on the sides, right, on the mouth. Right, if you see that, it's like drool of like lava or something, right? It's got chains on its feet, right? A chain around its neck, right? Looks like it just like escaped hell or something. Very cool touches, right? It's got a bunch of these spikes down the back, right? This is like some Doom Eternal like level right here where you're actually on a giant alligator, right? You know, and this looks great as well, right? Same animations, everything, right? One thing I'm glad that they did not do was have that little, like, you know how some skins have like little effects, right, going out of it, right? It's got like fire coming out of it. You know what I mean? Right? I'm glad they didn't add like an effect on it or something, right? That would just, I feel like that would take away from the model, right? It's really enjoyable without those special effects. As cool as those are, right? It can sometimes lag your game. Right, of course, same animation, same everything. Right. And you know, honestly, just a really cool addition, right? When you do the death roll, it's a little bit awkward because these spines just casually clip into the ground. Not a huge deal, right? You can stick your spines out of the water, right? Kind of cool looking, not gonna lie, right? But you're always gonna be noticed, right? Always. You can actually kind of see it through the water pretty well, right? Now moving on. And finally, right, we have Suchus. No, I'm kidding, right? This is glass Deinosuchus, and that is an elder regular Deinosuchus, right? This thing is massive, right? This is not like this isn't even like albino glass albino terror levels, right? This is just straight up like insane, right? It has terrible range, right? Glass, like don't use glass. It's terrible, right? Only use it just like flex, like how massive this thing is, right? I feel like super Suchus going into the water with this thing. I like honestly, this glass is like it's so cool, right? I'm not even mad it sucks at PvP, right? This is like rivaling Shasta or something, right? This is just this is just straight up massive, right? And you know, some of the I like how some of the glasses are just gigantic, right? It's really cool, right? It's unique, right? You expect to just get a plain old glass texture, like whatever, reskin, whatever, right? But like when they come out as giants, right? It's really a different feeling, right? It's like, oh crap, this is different, even though you know it's just a different texture, right? It's also, I don't know, massive, right? If you didn't know, Deinosuchus is technically considered an alligator, right? Sarcosuchus would be the crocodile, right? You can tell by their snouts, right? That you know, U-shaped snout, right? And something to do with its teeth. I don't know exactly what to do with its. What about its teeth, right? But Deinosuchus is an alligator, right? And this thing is an absolute massive, right? Death roll, right? The AoE and all that stuff doesn't change, right? So this, like, literally, like, it's probably going to be impossible to do PvP with this thing. Probably tree swing with it, actually. Now I think about it. Yeah, you can tree swing with it, right? You know, and it's just massive, right? You might be able to do PvP with this. It might be a little bit difficult, though. You have to turn to the side. I don't know what the range would be on this, but we'll have to test it. But yeah, that's covering everything in the update so far, right? Deinosuchus made by Trashy Bro, right? And if you watched my video last week, right? I don't know if Chicken watched it or not, but you know, honestly, just thank you to Chicken. I understand he doesn't have to, you know, update this game if he doesn't want to. It's his game. He's more than welcome to, right? But just like thank you, man. Like you know, we've been kind of, you know, starved from, you know, attention. And I understand you have your whole other game, you know. I just want to send out some appreciation to the dev team, right? Yeah, you know, y'all can say like thanks to the dev team or whatever, right, for actually putting something out, because honestly, they could have waited as long as they wanted, right? And we wouldn't have been able to say anything, right? But you know, this is good, right? It's good that something like this comes out, right, every so often. And that's gonna be all for this video, right? Go on DS, try the new model. If you don't see it in game, right, load it up in a private server, right? And that will be all for this video. See y'all in the next one.